My goodness, I've leveled up some crap in my time, at least on the main account. But on the free-to-play account, oh man, I feel like I've done a much better job picking and choosing very specific champions to max up. And honestly, as far as efficiency for your account goes, knowing what to max up next on your account is bloody everything. Well, at least it's a lot. And so, what is up guys, this is Gob, and welcome back to another episode of What to Max Next. The video type, of course, where we take a few of your guys' accounts and almost like a rapid fire account takeover style recommend the top 3 champions that we would build next on each of these accounts. Feel free to play along in the comments along with me, man. Let's make this a communal account takeover. Session A, if you're looking to start off a new raid account, make sure to get that done right now by using the beginner promo link that is down below this video at the top of the gosh darn description box. Click on that link on laptop or PC, will not work on mobile devices. Click on that link and use that link to create a new raid account for all the free stuff that you see on screen right now. Inputting beginner promo code Desert Queen on day 1 of your new raid account to make sure that you grab Johanna Rack as like your bonus day 1 legendary champion to make it a triple legendary start, as long as Michelangelo is the login reward legendary. So make sure to click that link and use that link before October 30th, and that link expires. Okay, man, the very first account that we're getting to here is the account of Mr. Real DeWalt is the name that we are rocking. And these up here at the top of the screen right now are the current level 60s on this account. So, very early game stuff. It's looking very saucy. Love the poisonous, by the way, that we've maxed up already. Oh my god, dude, the Taragi is a huge win. Honestly, the Banshee, not bad either for the likes of Demon Lord Clan Boss. Great stuff. Occult Brawler as well. Like, just a great amount of poisonous on this account. And the 60s are very high quality as well, man, with Valk for counterattack shields. We even got the Duchess, who's bringing speed aura as well to max level. I'll tell you what Duchess doesn't bring, though. That's right, an increased speed buff. So honestly, my very first pick for this account is going to be, I tell you what, we're also lacking multi-hitters as well on this account. I believe the very first 60 I would recommend on this account has got to be Apothecary. This guy right here, man. Again, the speed aura is taken care of on this account by the Duchess, so we don't have to worry too much about that. Where we need the speed aura, we can usually squeeze the Duchess into those teams. And so Apothecary, you know, gets like a 1-up of a Haikatoon, in my book at least, for this account. And Apothecary for a rare champion is so bloody easy to build, right? Rare skill bucks only. Triple hitter A1 is going to help us out into Fire Knight, which we badly need some multi-hitters and stuff on this account to take into Fire Knight. And he brings the increased speed buff, man. Increased speed, 30% version, 10 meter fill on the A3. You can't get much better in terms of like budget rares to build out than Apothecary, and with increased speed just being probably the most important like single buff in the entire game that you can bring along. It's pretty much a no-brainer to get your increased speed champion max level as quickly as you can, generally speaking, on an early game account, at least one of them, you know, and I think an Apothecary is a great option for this account. Next role I would recommend building, dude, I can only, before I go any further, I can only speculate as to how bloody long it takes to kill waves on this account, by the way. We've got very survivable champions, again, with like the Taragi and like the Duchess and the Valkyrie giving shields and counterattacks. A lot of poison damage, but wow, must we take a long time to kill waves all up and over here. For that reason alone, you could go ahead and take the War Maiden up to 60. Maybe using her as like a wave decreased defense champion on this account, I guess. Honestly, I'd rather just go for the Thalesia, man. I'd rather go for the Thalesia. She's basically War Maiden on steroids. She's a War Maiden that actually does damage. You also notice as well that amongst all of the 60s that we've got on this account, we're very low on actual just like wave damage. Not only are we lacking a decreased defense champion on like an AoE up at 60, but like what? We've got Kale doing decent damage to waves, and like, that's it. And Kale isn't really the best wave killer champion either. You could argue the Bellower, okay, maybe the Bellower's doing a job for us in like campaign, as a campaign of armor, but as a wave killer, you're not taking a Bellower into like Ice Golem for killing off the waves of enemies and just getting to the boss faster, or like a Bellower into Fire Knight to get you to the boss, you know? And this is not me suggesting that Thalesia is going to be a good stand-in into Fire Knight either, but she will like double your clear speed on kind of everything. She's going to help you out a hell of a lot into things like Doom Tower waves as well. She's just going to be kind of usable everywhere, right? Potion keeps, all of that good stuff. Yeah, I think that she's great. I think the best thing about Thalesia is that while she's a little bit squishy, she has the huge advantage of being a nuker and a decreased defense champion wrapped up into one. Attack all enemies decreased defense on a 3-turn on a A3. Another attack all enemy skills on a skill on a A2, also on a 3-turn cooldown, increasing the duration of enemy debuffs by 1 turn as well. She even brings the ability to place hex debuffs as well on a passive when she's attacking enemies that are under decreased defense, and some debuff spread on the A1. And so, like I said, War Maiden on steroids. War Maiden who can actually hit bloody hard. You know, I'd recommend building out Thalesia, of course with the necessary speed and accuracy that she's relatively fast and is going before your nuker and stuff like that, but you know, if you can get her in like crit damage gloves, crit damage amulet, and still get her like 100% crit rate and all of the above stats, she can do bloody good damage as well as like a secondary nuker. Bloody good champion. Very, very good. Never ever regretted building out my Thalesia. Now, I'm also going to go ahead here, by the way, and just give the Armands a green tick, because some people might be saying, oh my god, like, Cobb, have you not seen the Armands just sitting there? We've got to build the Armands. Well, Armands is one of the best champions in the game, into very specific areas, right? He's incredible into Darkfare as a 10-meter steal, 10-meter controller, wave controller, all of that stuff. He's probably one of the best wave controller champions in the game, to be fair, but I can only imagine with how early game this account is, we are still probably booking out the Duchess and the Valkyrie up here. I can't imagine we've got many legendary skill books to go around. You really want to have a fully booked Armands, and so as good as Armands is into the likes of Spider and Darkfare, and of course PvP, does that justify rushing him up as a priority as your next level 60 on an early game account like this? I'd wager not. I think that Apothecary and Thalesia are actually taking care of more fundamental tools that are just better into more areas of the game and going to be an overall, and they're also like a rare and an epic champion. They're way easier to build than an Armands, you know, so I'm going to give the Armands the green tick because of course as soon as we can get a fully booked Armands, that changes everything. Take the Armands up to 60 as soon as possible, Mr. Real DeWalt. You know what I'm saying? But for me, I would not rush the Armands up to max. Next up, what are we looking at, man? Pick number 3. This one's a little bit tough. I'm a little bit... Okay, is Farrakhan a honorable mention or is he the pick? I'm going to make him the pick. For the simple reason that Farrakhan just never gets old. Farrakhan is always incredibly good. Now, we've already got a whole bunch of poisoners at max level, but we don't have any HP burners at max level just yet, and so Farrakhan's going to bring that. Most importantly though, Farrakhan is going to bring a much needed ally attack, right? The Apothecary combined with the Farrakhan and the Farrakhan's ally attack skill is kind of going to be the backbone of our Fire Knight team. We've already got an Armature on the account as well for a little bit of 10-meter control, and maybe the Armands can come in as one of our 10-meter controllers as well into Fire Knight and to help us get through the waves and stuff like that, but the Farrakhan, like, the Armands is not going to help us into Fire Knight if the boss has a billion shield stacks, which it is going to have until we level the Farrakhan, right? The Farrakhan's ally attack skill is on his A3, of course. It's a 4-turn cooldown. All allies, apart from the Farrakhan, attack on in to one enemy. You also place increased crit rate and increased crit damage buffs on the Farrakhan as well. And because you bring increased crit rate, increased crit damage, and ally attack, poisons and HP bends, and a decreased defense on the A1, Farrakhan's probably going to replace one of our poisoners, likely, you know, like the Frozen Banshee or something, maybe the Occult Brawler, into Demon Lord Clan Boss, because all of these tools are great into Demon Lord Clan Boss, but these tools are particularly bloody good as well into Chimera Clan Boss, right? I can imagine that this account is probably not doing so great into Chimera Clan Boss. Farrakhan, dude, I swear to God, I think actually every single one of Farrakhan's skills contributes very, very heavily to completing trials in Chimera, which just massively boosts the rewards that you're getting into Chimera Clan Boss. Like, dude, on my main account recently, this is a bit of a tangent, but on my main account recently, I switched focus from just trying to do as much damage into Chimera as possible while getting like 4 or 5 trials done along the way, you know, not great, not terrible. I switched focus into doing a bit less damage, but getting like 13 trials done, dude, with like a Lydia team and really just tailoring my team to do as many trials as I possibly bloody well can with Mikage and Lydia and all of that good stuff. And my rewards from Chimera Clan Boss have like tripled, man. It's crazy. The trials cannot be underrated, and the amount that Farrakhan is going to help you out into Chimera Clan Boss, as well as Demon Lord, as well as Fire Knight, makes him a very, very worthwhile champ to build, in my view. So I think those are my 3 picks for Real DeWalt. We've got a bunch of champions here as well that I could also just give ticks that are definitely going to be worth building for us in the future. I would take the Amager up to 60, by the way. The Amager on this account is one of the only 10-meter controllers that we've got alongside our mans, and so we're probably going to need him into Spider, we're probably going to need him into Fire Knight, and so, yeah. Skrank is an incredible HP burner champion. Aox is a great AoE decrease defense champion, decrease attack champion, which is amazing into Ice Golem, heals, decrease attack, and Ice Golem. Fantastic stuff. Selpulka is a great defensive champ as well. We've got Morag sitting down here also. She's always worth building, but a bit lower down in the priority list because we're building out Farrakhan before the Morag. Just knocks it down the list a little bit. Farrakhan is strictly just a better ally attacker overall than Morag. But yeah, I think those would be my picks, man. Great account. Oh god, I didn't put a tick on the Mordecai. Someone out there is going to be raging. Let's get the tick on the Mordecai, man. Next up, and that brings us to the account of Mr. Brokvar, where the level 60s that we're looking at on this one, I'm going to need a thinner red line here. The screenshot is a little bit smaller than the others, but, you know, all of the 60s here are all up at the top of the screen, basically the top row and a little bit extra. And honestly, some incredible champion quality up here as well. The Ugo, the Geo, the Aox, love all of this for the early game. Deacon's up there as well. We've even pulled a Cold Heart on this account. We do have an increased speed champion with the Tagore maxed up here as well. We've got some good block buffs champions with the Ugo and with the Wukong. Couple of provokers with the Seeker and the Bevald. Honestly, just looking bloody great. Ally attack with the Morag. I love everything about this level 60 roster. Let me just go ahead and get rid of all of those ticks. We're well set up for Demon Lord. We're well set up for basically all of the dungeons because Deacon Armstrong exists on this account. And we're greatly set up for Hydra as well. Great Hydra options for this early game account. And so our builds here, and our picks here rather, can afford to be a little bit more niche and focus on some more like specific tools that we are lacking in, but more specific areas of the game. For me, I think that means getting a good arena 10-meter booster built. I think my very first pick here would straight up be the Abada. Abada, of course, brings that arena 10-meter, well, arena speed aura, same as the Sun Wukong, but Abada has the advantage of being an extremely easy build. She doesn't require skill books at all, because realistically, it's like you're trying to just go first in arena with your Abada, right? Whether it's live arena, classic arena, whatever, just build a go first style arena team with your Abada, make her one of, if not the fastest champion on your account, and she just needs to get off at A3 one time. Like, it's such a massive 10-meter boost and the increased attack buff that the game kind of ends instantly if you get to go first with an Abada team. And even if you don't, you know, you still get the backup of having the revive option and stuff like that. But getting this reduced down to a 5-10 cooldown with skill books, it's nice, but you're mostly going to be using Abada in arena anyway, and it's very, very unlikely you're going to get 2 uses out of this skill, whether it's booked or not. So it doesn't make any difference, right? She's nice and easy to build. And so, yeah, she would be my first pick. She's also what I like to call a forever champion. And what do I mean by that, man? A forever champion is like, well, it's like an Ugo. Or it's like an Armand's. You're never going to replace these champions. Simply put. It's like, once you've built an Abada to be fast as bloody hell, it's like, you're always going to use Abada somewhere, right? Probably live arena. Oh, in fact, almost definitely live arena, and definitely tag arena. You know, you're never going to stop using Abada in these areas, and so she's a very, very safe 60 to take on up. Now, while this account is well set up for Hydra for the reasons that we've covered, right? We've got like block buffs here, block buffs here. Honestly, Geo's fine into Hydra if you want to run. I mean, oh god, I actually forgot to check the Rectidreth as well. Rectidreth, great Hydra support. Bevald's great. Geomancer in a reflex set and just spamming the crap out of his burn and weaken debuff can be great into Hydra as well. We've got a great Hydra options here. We even got like the provoke role handled from Seeker as well. Great budget option provoker to take into Hydra. One thing we are lacking though is good Hydra damage dealers on this account. Who have we actually got that's decent? I mean, we've touched on, I guess, maybe a Kemptum. Maybe very much kind of a Kemptum. I'll be really honest, I haven't built them out on my own account and tested them extensively into Hydra. I can't imagine he's that great though, given that his AO1 is a poison. I think that we're going to build a Hydra damage specialist, and it's a role that we're kind of lacking on the account. I did see him just now. Wait a minute, there he is. Have we got a higher level Skrank somewhere on the account? I don't see one. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put the square around the Skrank right down here, man. The Skrank would be one of my top priorities to take up to 60 after the Arbiter on this account, purely because he's actually a bit of a Hydra demon, man. Skrank is a very, very good epic quality mass HP burner who can hit pretty darn hard, and because he's void affinity, you don't ever have to worry about your Skrank weak hitting into Hydra as a damage dealer, right? He's great into all affinities, which is just bloody lovely. His HP burn is an attack all enemies, 100% land rate HP burn on a 3-turn cooldown, also fill his turn meter by 15% if at least one enemy is hit with a crit, which is just nice. He self-buffs with increased attack as well when he A2s into an HP burnt enemy, which is just lovely, and places weaken on his A1. Increases champion's attack and crit damage by 5% every time an HP burn debuff triggers on an enemy, stacking up at 25%. This stacks up real quick, and it's just a nice little extra damage buff. Skrank, yeah, great champion, very, very solid option into Hydra, and honestly just a great option for this account into Hydra because of the big lack of Hydra damage dealer specialists that we've got going on this account. Now, one massive weakness that I will talk about with Brockfire's account right here, as I go ahead and check some champions, by the way, that are just going to be very, very good to build in the future anyway. I think that Allure is well worth taking up to 60. Lemonisi, if we have the soul for Lemonisi, I'd take her up to level 60 as well, just because we've got the soul for the champ. We've got some great champions here that are basically just always worth building no matter what on any account, and I'll stop here. I'm sure that there's a few more kind of buried down in the depths here, but one big weakness that we have on this account, I don't know if you guys have spotted it, we don't have a single decent decrease speed champion. I mean, we've got High Katoon, she brings decrease speed on the A1. We've got Dark Elhain down here. Oh god, she's actually just slightly behind my camera. Dark Elhain down here, she technically places decrease speed, but it's only 75% land rate, and you know, you don't really want to be bringing a Dark Elhain into the likes of Fire Knight as your decrease speed champion, or Dark Elhain into Chimera Clan Boss or something like that, you know what I'm saying? This account desperately needs a champion that can bring a good, solid, reliable decrease speed debuff into Chimera Clan Boss, especially. Big area that's lacking on this account, in my opinion, is a good Chimera Clan Boss. Decrease speed debuffers, Fire Knight, Spider's Den, all of those kinds of things. That's it, and speaking of Chimera, I think that the next champion I'm going to recommend that we take up to 60 after the fact is finally going to be another legendary. It is going to be good old Esme the Dancer over here. At the far left side, partially because we actually do have Modo the Peel, or Modo of the Peel here as well, who's actually the partner champion to Esme, so very exciting little champion duo there that can make an incredible little combo into Live Arena, man. I've been playing a lot of Live Arena recently on the main account, and let me tell you, dude, I've been in a couple games where Esme and Modo have come down in the draft, and they've been a bloody decent little duo to go up against, man. Quite scary. I think I won one, lost one. You know what I'm saying? Esme, though, is just going to be another incredible tool to bring into Hydra. She's going to be fantastic to bring into Chimera. Live Arena we've already touched on as well. Not bad when paired up with Modo. Not the best, but not bad. Especially though Hydra and Chimera, she brings that ally speed aura in all battles by 19%, which is bloody lovely to bring into those fights. You kind of almost always want a speed aura lead into those fights, at least especially into Chimera. You do. Esme, she's great. She brings attack one enemy plus increased attack buff on all allies for 110, which can help you complete some of the Hydra trials that require you to be under an increased attack buff. Brings an attack all enemies weaken and block buffs debuff. Obviously, both of these tools are fantastic into both Hydra and Chimera as well, so very good there as well. She also brings increased accuracy, increased speed, which again, you want to be moving as fast as bloody possible into Chimera Clan Boss. And I believe increased accuracy buff also helps you complete some Hydra trials as well. In fact, I know that it does. It's a very important buff to bring for completing one of the Hydra trials, Chimera trials. Also brings some buff peel as well, as you can see on that skill. As for the passive, it's a little bit of a weird one, but whenever this champion, the passive effect is a little bit of a weird one. When hit, has a 15% chance of randomly changing the attacker's crits into weak, normal, or strong hits, so a bit of extra survivability. And the active effect, whenever this champion is hit, increase the turn meter of the ally with the highest attack by 50%. Cannot sleep on this passive. It is a 110 cooldown, but it's bloody good. It's, again, especially into Chimera. Great into live arena too, by the way. Could really catch people off guard like it did against me recently in live arena, but especially into Chimera, just moving way faster than the Chimera clan boss is sort of key, and this passive helps you to do that. So great champion, and fills a lot of gaps on this account. Next up, we've got the account of Mr. Freakman Ultra, where we're going to make our 3 picks here as well. Now, I will say, by the way, we've got like a Yannicka over here. Like, we've got a few champions here on this far right side that I just want you to pay attention to. Burangiri, Yannicka. Keep those picks in mind. They might be your pick of what to max up next on this account, but just in the interest of making the screenshot a bit bigger for you guys, I'm going to go ahead and chop those nerds off and just blow up the screenshot a little bit. Just remember that Yannicka and Burangiri are over there, man, in case they would be your recommendation. Spoilers, they won't be mine. Let's just make the screenshot a bit bigger so people on mobile devices can actually see some of these champion icons, hopefully. You know what I'm saying? Okay, man. Let's do this. And so at the top of the screen right here, these are our level 60 champions. Now, apparently we're struggling a little bit on this account, as reported by Mr. Freakman Ultra, into Demon Lord Clan Boss. We do have some okay Demon Lord champions here, man. I like the Mesiliac Priest on by a lot. Great poisoner. Couple him up with the fact that we've already got, oh god, we've got the Alice and the Lemonisi up at 5-star awakened there as well. So I'm assuming they've got pretty damn powerful blessings to be taken at a Demon Lord Clan Boss. I feel like our damage dealers are sorted into Demon Lord. The issue is probably that we're relying on Mr. High Shield here for like a decreased attack champion, but he doesn't really bring a whole lot else into Demon Lord Clan Boss. And so, yeah, survivability tools into Demon Lord looking like a problem on this account. And so with that in mind, I think the very first champion I would take up to max next on this account, purely as a Demon Lord Clan Boss killer and a Demon Lord Clan Boss suggestion, is actually gonna be the champion above my head right now. Good old rear guard sergeant over here, a very much slept on champ. So a couple of rules, man, for building a rear guard sergeant. Also, why is she so bloody good? Well, I'll tell you why. She brings a decreased defense at a 50% land rate on an A1. Great tool to bring in a Demon Lord. Very nice. She also brings attack all enemies 75% land rate, decreased attack on her A2 skill on a 310 cooldown. Pretty good. Not 100% super reliable, right? You could throw some runs and just die horribly into Demon Lord if you're on like 10-23 or something and this fails to land. It could be a huge problem. So she does tend to need to be built alongside another decreased attack champion on the account, just to help out with that job. But she brings decreased defense, she brings decreased attack, and then she brings ally protect and continuous heal buffs on a 310 cooldown on her A3. Now, there's only one caveat to this. She also brings force ally HP in all battles by 33%, which is a little bit crazy, but a little bit weird of a skill, but there you go. The only caveat with Reguard Sergeant, you might have noticed it, is that she does not place the continuous heal buff on herself, and she's an ally protect champion, so she's taking all of that extra bonus damage, and she's not healing herself, right? Means that when you build your Reguard Sergeant, 6 pieces of Immortal Gear, or maybe like 4 pieces of Immortal Gear and 2-piece Perception can work pretty good. Otherwise, you know, 4 pieces of Immortal and maybe 2 pieces of like Defiant set or something. You've got to tank her up. You've got to give her some self-heals. Christ. Just regeneration gear on your Reguard Sergeant can be pretty bloody good as well. Like 4-piece regeneration, 2-piece Perception can also work as well. Because of course you do need the accuracy to be landing your debuffs, and so yeah, just be aware of the fact that she is going to soak a lot of damage and she does not heal herself. It's the only caveat. Besides that, she brings a lot of incredibly powerful defensive tools into Demon Lord. Now, ideally, we can build Reguard Sergeant alongside another champion that's also bringing a decreased attack and is maybe bringing like poisons, like some other champion that's also going to help out with the decreased attack job. Until then, we do have a Harima on the account who brings a decreased attack debuff in her kit as well. Again, it's not mega reliable, but put her and Reguard Sergeant together in the same squad, and that should basically take care of your ability to survive against Demon Lord for a long time. Harima also permanently lowers the defense stats, I believe, of targets that she attacks with her A2. Maybe it's her A2. Either way, it's a very good skill into Demon Lord Clan Boss as well for just ramping up your damage as the fight goes on. So Harima's a great option to bring in alongside Reguard Sergeant in like a regen set. Take care of all of your defensive needs. Now, next up on this account, I gotta tell you the truth, man, I think that a big role that we're lacking here is, you know it's coming, but a decreased speed champion, man. Increased speed buffers and decreased speed debuffers for me are like the bread and butter of basically any account. And of course, decreased defense champions as well. But we've already got the Ugo for that role. Again, great array of level 60s here for getting started at things like Hydra, and just a very, very well-balanced roster. I think that overall, Mr. Freak has done a great, great job of that. Me though, dude, given that we don't have that many, like a lot of these here are just kind of like food champions scattered around the place, champions like Broadmoor that are just not super high priority. We've got a random shield guard here, a Valerie, an Ingot, like a lot of lower priority champions that are just not that exciting to take up to max. I think that we can afford to spend some time to go in for the Sylar, dude. Not only would this give us just absolutely unrivaled wave control, like Harima plus a Sylar. I mean, nothing's dying, ever, to waves, ever again, on this account. Straight up. That's just too much wave control. But the Sylar's also going to turn Spider into a bit of a joke as well. Looking at the roster on this account, actually, I'd imagine that Spider's a bit of a problem. We don't have, like, super, super fast champs on the team for just controlling spiderlings en masse. If I had to guess, I'd assume this account is probably stuck on like stage like 15 or 16 of Spider's Den, because we don't have like well, we just don't have any wave control. You know, we're very much probably relying on just nuking down the spiderlings on this account with the Lemonisi and with the Alice. The Sylar on the team, like I swear, basically Sylar plus one other wave controller on your team, and then I can increase speed buffer champion and stuff like that, can be enough to just completely control all of the spiderlings and allow you to just focus on 10 meter control against the spider boss itself. And so for me, Sylar would actually be a pretty damn good pick for this account. It's all about the A3, bro. I'd actually recommend building Sylar in like either a Relentless set or even better, just a Reflex set, disabling her A2 completely in Spider's Den and just having her prioritize this A3 as much as possible. Places a decreased speed debuff on an AoE for a couple turns, decrease the temperature of all enemies by 40%. This in a Reflex set into Spider's Den. Again, plus one other wave controller like an AoE stun or AoE freeze or whatever. The spiderlings are just never going to get a 10, ever. As long as you're like, your Sylar's pretty fast, you know, which she bloody well should be if you're building her right. Incredible champion. Void Affinity, she doesn't actually attack in, so she's got just no risk at all of weak hitting under any scenario. And yeah, just an amazing, amazing champion overall. Sylar can also do a similar job for her as well, of course, into the likes of Darkfey, you know. These big AoE 10 meter decreases and decreased speed champions, man, they just find value into those niche areas of the game that you can otherwise struggle in. And again, like with a roster like this, I'd imagine we are struggling into like hard mode Doom Tower Darkfey. It's probably a big problem. Sylar is going to fix that for us, right? Great utility-based champion. Next up, and I guess our final pick, I feel like I've sort of give this one away a little bit by talking about wave controllers to pair up with Sylar into Spider's Den. This could very, very easily be the likes of Scylla the Drix. I'd be totally fine with that. To pair up with Sylar. To be honest, I'd end up leveling up the Syl anyway. I'm going to mention the Scylla the Drix right now as an honorable mention. I think that Sylar plus Scylla the Drix plus a very, very special champion down here known as Gorm as a trio into Spider's Den, very, very, very difficult to beat. Basically impossible for the spiderlings to ever get a 10 ever again. With these guys on your squad. Gorm is going to be my pick number 3. And the only reason that I build out Gorm before Syl is because he's an epic quality champion, it's therefore just easier to get him fully booked and easier to build out. The Scylla the Drix, she's fine without the skill books. I don't know, I just feel like Gorm is a better champion though, overall pound for what you get. I built this guy on my free-to-play account, do not regret it at all. Incredible champion. He's going to bring the increased speed buff into Spider as well, which is beautiful. It means that you don't have to worry about that role on the team anymore, and you can focus the rest of your guys on 10 meter decrease and stuff, taking care of the boss. Sylar, Syl, and Gorm are going to take care of wave control, stuns coming in from the Syl, decreased speed, decreased 10 meter from the Sylar, and then you got Gorm coming in with an attack all enemies, 3-turn cooldown, void affinity, meaning he can't weak hit against any affinity of Spider, 10 meter decrease on an AoE, so he's going to help against the boss as well as the spiders, and also a 75% land rate stun for 1 turn. So yeah, And the Sill being on the team means that even if the stun doesn't land, and even if some of the spiders do get to attack in past the 10-meter decrease and past the decreased speed and all of that stuff, and the Sill fails to land hair stun and whatever, even if some of the spiders get to attack in, the Sill's just going to heal and revive anybody who dies anywhere. So it doesn't really make it. Who gives a damn? You know, who gives a damn, man? Maximum control in Spider's Den. Very, very cheap champion to build. Do you agree with my picks, man? In this episode of Who to Max Next, it's always interesting to see the comments in these videos and see mostly folks who disagree with me and would go in a different direction with the accounts. Broaden your mind and all of that, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you did enjoy this episode. If you did, make sure to like on the video while you're down there. And of course, if you're looking to start off a new raid account, click on the beginner promo link down below this video at the top of the description box to start off a new raid account with all of the free stuff that you see on screen right now.